Okay? I shut the fuck up.
Listen,
I'm gonna say my
listen.
opinion, and you're gonna respect it. Okay? Like the bitch you are. Shut the fuck up. Your analogies are so stupid.
No, I'm trying to say,
Put
right?
your finger away before I slap you.
You okay? No
You
science.
can't compare
No science.
you can't
Let
compare
me explain.
mental
No,
illness
I'm
like
just
that.
explaining.
Let's leave schizophrenia after this, okay? Back to depression.
Schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is different.
Oh, my bad. Point is, I will feel like the shittiest human to ever exist. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Jalapeño Talk, where we talk about the spiciest shit and give our hot takes on controversial. What do we call them? Controversial topics. We'll just go with topics. Uh, we're gonna focus on different things today. Like it's not gonna be one topic most of the time, but we're gonna start it off with beauty standards. Now, what do people call beauty standards these days? Like everyone is beautiful, and like some people find other people beautiful, some might not find. Like everyone has their own opinion of beauty. What is it called?
That's right.
Subjective? Is that what it is, or that's the opposite?
Yeah. Subjective.
And what is the opposite of subjective?
General.
Well,
Subjective.
uh,
Objective. No.
so people these days believe that it's okay for certain things, and it's beautiful for some people, or some people actually believe beauty is not even that important. It's all about the personality. What do you guys think about it? Do you think it's if you're gonna date someone, do you think looks matter or not?
To a certain point, yes.
To a certain point, yes. Good. Do you wanna like
I'm not going to. I'm
follow?
not going to. I'm not going to go. I'm not even, I would not want to associate with a Shrek-looking motherfucker.
Fair point. But you could be friends with them. Doesn't mean
Yeah.
you could be friends with an well
Yeah.
ugly person, but you wouldn't date them, would you?
Yeah.
Okay, Assam, what do you
Yeah.
think?
I mean, I feel like looks are the very best thing you look for when you're looking at a person, because it definitely it's what attracts you at first, right? You don't walk up to a person and like, I think this person has a good personality, right? You look at him, you're like, oh, she's beautiful. Yeah, and then you walk up and then you start talking and then you find out about the personality. So I definitely feel like looks very important.
Yep. Okay, for me, beauty is very important. I would not date an ugly person. It's just not how it works. Because in the end, you are gonna be spending your whole, well, most of the, some of the times you're gonna be spending your whole life with that person. Well, not most of the times. That's like because a lot of people go through relationships and they just don't go through them. They don't fully commit. So I would say some of the times you will be committing your whole life to that person. So yeah, I would like to wake up next to someone who's beautiful. Am I wrong for it? I don't think so, but I do believe it's a 50-50 on both sides. Uh,
But waking up to a jump scare is also fun.
I maybe in your book, not in mine. But yeah, the thing is about beauty is s- personality can play a big part about beauty. Like even if someone is not that attractive, because when we
Yeah,
talk
someone
about
could be
yeah,
and their personality literally just puts
like
them to a seven.
yeah, exactly. I wouldn't put I personally wouldn't put people on scales, but that's also complete. I don't see a lot of people bitch about it a lot. I don't see a big problem with it. If someone wants to rate themselves or rate someone else, that is their opinion in the end. If someone asks you, do you want to rate yourself, and they say, why would I rate myself? Then that's it. They don't want to rate themselves. But let's say, like you said, someone is like, let's say, a 4. If they have a good personality, good humor, sarcasm maybe, or something like that you find attractive, and you and generally just have fun with the person, that would take their attractiveness point up by a lot. Do you agree, Assam? Yeah. So because it's not all about, oh, I have to look very good so people can
Yeah, but that's the first.
But that's
thing people look
exactly, that is the first thing. So looks is as important as personality, and when it comes to the attractiveness, let's say from 1 to 10, they both play a big part. The thing is, attractiveness will pull you in, and personality will decide to keep you
at.
or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My camera's lagging a bit, but whatever. So it's like, just if you were at a bar and you wouldn't, and you were like looking, to mingle or to date someone or something like that, you wouldn't go for, well, generally speaking, an ugly person. You would go for someone who looks attractive, who looks like they take care of themselves. Uh, in the end, I think beauty, everyone can look beautiful. I feel
Yeah,
everyone can.
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
If, like literally anyone can take care of themselves, and everyone will be a
Mhm.
7.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone can be beautiful. You work out, you take care of yourself, take care of your hair, your skin. That will affect everyone who thinks they're ugly. If they do some shit like this, they will be attractive. And
Except for you, you always be a 1.
Yeah.
you know what? A 1 is better than a 0, so I'll take it. I have a chance. But yeah. So when you approach someone, let's say at a bar or something, what drew you in is gonna be the looks most of the times. 9 out of 10. Yeah, 9 out of 10. Let's say 9 out of 10, and they could have a bitchy personality, a bad attitude, and that could also drive you off. So I feel like in order to have the full package, you need to look good, and you need to talk well, and you need to be confident, and you need to have humor. All of this, basically personality, a good personality. Simple as that. Yeah, a good personality and good looks. But do you actually think uh, beauty is subjective?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very.
Do you think so?
Beauty standard? No. Okay, because there's definitely standards that
Yeah.
you can't say it's something that everyone would find attractive,
Mm-hmm.
or at least not ugly.
Yeah. Of course,
But
there
a lot
will
of
be.
things,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of things that are subjective.
Yeah, there will be like people who will
Styles
be
alone.
into some things that, let's say, 80% of the world will not be into. That.
Yeah.
Maybe the percentages are wrong, but you get the
And
point.
speaking of personality, you brought up humor, right? There are some people who would, for them attractive is someone with a similar kind of humor as them.
Mhm. Definitely.
So even if someone does, good humor or a good sense of humor, just because their humor doesn't hit you or you don't understand it, you would find them unattractive.
Sure.
So
Hassan,
it is very subjective.
Yes.
what do you think? Do you think beauty is subjective?
Yes. I mean, definitely everyone is entitled to their own opinion. They have different opinions on what beauty is.
Okay, but beauty, but what about beauty standards? Do you think that's subjective as well? Because that's two different things. Beauty,
It's
beauty.
subjective to the majority.
Because I know some people will be into more, let's say, oversized people, but the general, like the beauty standard, being overweight is not that attractive. You get my point?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think it's okay to be fat?
It's okay to be fat, but not doing anything about it is wrong.
Yeah. Okay. I do want to mention this. Being fat, or like having some fat percentage that is a bit higher than average, is like also considered to be attractive and everything in general beauty standards. But obese is a whole different thing.
Okay, fat in general,
Mhm.
right? It's completely okay to be fat. It's okay to be obese, right?
Okay.
Sure, it's this, right? The un-okay part, or the part I would consider wrong, is not doing anything about it. Like if you're fat and you're working
Yeah, because I was.
to lose weight,
Yeah.
that's even some people that's attractive because they're trying to work on themselves. The whole idea of
Yeah. So a follow up question: would you date someone who is fat?
if that person is trying to work on it and they're actively putting effort,
Mm?
yeah, why not?
Okay. Assam, what do you think?
Okay, so I mean, are we talking about fat or obese right now?
All right.
Because see,
No, like.
either way, listen, it's all up to the person, right? I
Mhm.
really don't give a shit. Like, yes, it's sad seeing someone obese and not working on it.
Mhm.
Like, it's sad,
Mhm.
but I don't think it's wrong. At the end of the day, it's your life. You do whatever the fuck you want.
Okay.
What I feel is wrong is promoting it, like encouraging it.
Okay.
That is wrong, right? And
I wouldn't
yeah,
say people encourage people to be fat. I'd say people encourage people to not try
Yeah.
to, lose weight.
like I feel like that's also kind of bad because it does more harm than good.
Sure. A lot of people, the funny
Think
thing
about
is,
it.
yeah, sorry.
But you should guide people in a way. You should make it obvious that it's something they should work on.
Do you think, okay, do you think it's okay? What do you think of harassing someone because of their fat?
No harassing for any reason.
Okay.
Doesn't
Okay.
matter if it's about fat, because that would diminish their self confidence, and it might make it even worse for them because they would stop working it.
Yeah, but don't you
To
think?
prove-
Don't you think that problem wasn't? Well, it was there, but wasn't as big as it is right now before, because people want. Because let's say for an example, I was a very skinny person, right, and I always got bullied for it, and that drove me to okay, I gotta stop being skinny, you know. So that drove me. So I would say like, don't you think it motivates some people, to lose weight?
So it's very hard for me to talk on this because I'm a strong believer that for a person to change something that's very hard to change, they should be pressured into it.
Okay.
So personally, to people who are close to me, if like my way of motivating them would be to bully them.
Okay.
Obviously, like they would have to be someone close to me for them to understand that I actually feel no harm in it.
Yeah.
That's just my way of motivating them. So I wouldn't do it to a complete stranger,
Mm-hmm. But
right? But it does work.
it does work exactly. But don't you think? Yeah, that's what I was asking about. Don't you think the world has gotten society or people have gotten a bit too sensitive? So now, well, if you right now there are a high chance if you bully someone for being overweight, they would actually try to harm themselves in a way.
No,
Yeah.
if I may,
Yes.
I believe no matter what you say to someone, you bully them, you talk to them normally or anything,
Mm-hmm. It's their
until the
choice.
person is ready
Yeah.
to changes for themselves, there is nothing you can do for them.
Yeah, which is a good point. But don't you think most people want to change to fit in society?
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said, don't you think most people these days try to lose weight or other things just to fit in society? So that when you say they get ready, when they feel ready, is for them trying to fit in society. So you telling them, oh, you should lose weight, is also you telling them fit in society. Does that make sense?
Your advice is based on good faith. Like, why are you telling someone to lose weight? Because
Mm-hmm.
of their health. It's for health reasons. It's not for aesthetics,
Yeah.
obviously. But like I said, as you can see, we have friends that are in the same situation.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how much you talk to them, it makes no difference. You can even drag their asses all the way to the gym. They'll go
I
and sleep on
remember.
the treadmill. They won't do anything. You know,
But those were good
They're
days.
issues.
Okay, so okay.
But another thing plays a huge role in that. People need a reason behind the motivation for them to change. So, for example, this person we're talking
Yeah,
about, right?
that's what I'm talking about. If
He
you
has no
think,
reason.
yeah. So that's why I'm telling you. Don't you think it's not? If society was okay with it, don't you think there is no reason for them to lose weight? Because most people right now
Yeah,
are
because-
giving a blind eye to problems like these and think, oh, it's okay. I'll just if you call me out on it, I'll call you fat phobic and I'll be fine.
Yeah. So here's the thing. speaking on it about it on a psychological basis, we humans were wired to want to fit into a society where we're a pack kind of mentality, right? We always want to have a group we fit in with, and if it so happens that the group we're fitting in with believes that it's okay to be unhealthy and be fat, we wouldn't want to work on it.
Exactly.
So, putting on pink eyeglasses and saying that being fat is completely okay and you should be proud of it, it's something you should, boast about, is very, very wrong.
Okay.
You should not be toxic about it,
Yeah,
but
that's
you should acknowledge the fact that it's wrong. It's
so.
unhealthy.
It brings me to a point. Okay, I don't think you should talk to a stranger about their size or their, like, if they're fat or not, right?
Yeah.
But if it's your friend, I think you should be able to first of all motivate them.
Yep.
Hey Pepsi.
Yeah.
To motivate
Hello.
them.
Got inside my door.
So first thing, to motivate them, right? Second thing,
Yeah.
if the first thing doesn't work, you have to at least bully them a little bit.
Pressure them.
They are your friends, and they know, and they hold up, Pepsi. Let me just finish with my point, then I'll explain to you. And if motivating them doesn't work, bullying them could actually work. Also, your friends will know that. Well, you should try, like, you should bully them, but not in a toxic way. You should bully them in a way that you care for them. Not, you're just making fun of them. Sure, make fun of them, but also after that, like, explain to them that you are trying to help them and not affect them in a bad way. And if that doesn't work, you have to at least take their asses to the gym one day, because that is your job. I think we can all agree that Pepsi has a more sensitive side than all of ours. So I'm just gonna direct the questions to you, and I want to see your opinions about it. Do you think it's okay to be fat?
Well, yeah.
Do you think it's okay to be fat and not work on it?
Well, if it's because of a reason like depression or grieving
Okay.
or something like that,
I-
who the fuck am I to judge?
Okay, I do want to mention
Not judge.
that you are not judging, first of all, and I do want to mention that this grieveness or depression and anything like that, take
No,
10.
no, because I want to say, mental.
Let me say let me say it first, and then you can talk. Take 10 people who have depression to the gym, right? This is proven, by the way. I'm not talking out of my ass. 8 of them will come out. Well, their depression won't go away, but will be slowly starting to reduce. That is a fact.
Proven by who?
It's not only about
Because what is the? Is it a hormone?
It's
Is it
not only
called a
about
hormone?
it's not just about gym, right? It's when you get the brain to focus on a task that it knows it's doing for the better of the body,
But
will have a psychological state.
there is a hormone that the brain releases. It's the same thing. Dopamine,
Endorphin?
exactly. Dopamine.
Or dopamine,
Yeah, that releases when you
Dopamine
work
is
out.
the reward.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing when you
That's it.
when you masturbate. When you masturbate, that's what makes you addicted to it.
Dopamine and endorphin.
Yeah, that could actually help you reduce your depression, and it's not gonna be in a harming way like masturbating. You get my point. So so that's why 8 people will come out of the gym.
Yeah,
who-
but it's not just the gym that, the brain rewards you with dopamine for a lot of things.
Not just that.
So anything that you feel or your brain's convinced is for the better of you,
Yeah.
it's going to reward you with dopamine.
So when you are changing your life to in a more positive way, and you're working on yourself, right, for your own benefit, your depression will not. I'm not saying it will disappear, but it will start reducing. Okay, and if I can hold
What
on.
you said here, right? If
Mhm.
someone with depression goes to the gym, they are working hard, they are watching their body change for the better, and obviously that will put them in a better mood. They will enjoy it, and that could help with depression, right? That's what we're trying to say. all this dopamine, all that. is-
Okay, here it is. You said how is it proven? Being depressed can leave you feeling low energy, which might put you off being put you off being more active. Regular exercise can boost your mood if you have depression, and it is especially useful for people with mild to moderate depression. Any type of exercise is useful as long as it suits you and you do enough of it, says Dr. Alan Cohen. I believe I said that right. A GP with special interest in mental health. Exercise should be something you enjoy. Otherwise, it will be hard to find motivation to do it regularly. So even if you are healthy, even if you are fit, if you have depression, I do believe you should exercise in some way. Doesn't mean you have to go lift up weights or try to bulk or try to cut or anything. Go for a walk. Go for a run. And that is also what's his name? The guy who dated Ariana Grande.
Pete,
Pete.
Pete guy.
Just
Pete something. Pete, I forgot his name. He's a comedian, but he also came out. He also suffers from depression. He also come out and said, if I put myself in more positive situations, I can like depression doesn't go away, but he feels it reducing. He feels it like it's like distracting the brain away from it. Okay, so he says, I put myself in more positive situations. I go for a walk, something like that. Anything like this will help your depression to reduce slowly. So you bringing up people with if someone is fat because of depression is completely invalid, because actually working out while you have depression will lower your depression and you'll be getting more healthy. So that's two birds, one stone. I wanna
speaking of
Like,
dopamine, hashish also gives you dopamine.
shut the fuck up, man.
Doesn't mean it's good for you.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Gym addiction is also a thing.
I can't. Your mic. I can't hear you.
Gym addiction,
Gym addiction.
it's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Is it bad though?
Yeah, it is.
I wouldn't say it's bad. I would say it could distract you from a lot of things.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's bad because in the end you are affecting your health in a positive way.
Any addiction is bad. Any addiction is bad for it. There is no
Well,
addiction.
yeah, but if that addiction is, if that addiction, yeah, I disagree as well, because if that addiction is helping your health in a positive way, how, because
physical health and mental health are two different things.
yeah, but how? Okay, gym addiction.
Gym addiction.
How long will people work out? How people will work out a day?
A gym addict could work out for a lot of time. 6 hours could be nothing. From a mental aspect, is because that is time you could use for other activities,
Mm-hmm.
which would
True.
impact your brain in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, you're concentrating it on your body,
Yeah.
physical.
Yeah, which could actually distract you from a lot of things and waste a lot of your time because
It's
no,
mental
Assam,
stimulation.
Assam, me and you talked about this before, okay? We talked about the
Yes.
muscle. The muscle, if the muscle keeps working out for a long time, you will not be gaining anything, and you might actually
Yes,
be doing
yes.
more harm than good.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that.
So yeah,
But
gym
in general,
gym addiction. Well, the thing is, gym addiction is very weird because you could be affecting.
To what point are we talking? Is
Yeah,
it to
that's the
point,
thing.
Yeah, just over it and
Gym
and
addiction
work-
is
don't let yourself
to a point your
rest.
life becomes antisocial,
Well,
because that's a huge thing.
lead up.
Gym addiction.
Okay, hold
Or
up. Lead up.
addiction.
Lead up. I'm gonna give you another question. Do you think being antisocial is a bad thing?
Yes, it is,
How is it a bad thing?
because socializing helps you improve in a lot of aspects.
I would say okay. I don't know if I'd consider it as an antisocial.
Okay, can a human being learn as much or enough without the help of other human beings?
Depends. If we're talking about past, like in days before, because socializing is also a skill that you can learn things that you will not find on the internet. I will give you that. I will give you that. Because I've seen someone who actually described antisocial and social in a very good way. Being antisocial, they did not mention the internet or anything like that. Sorry. If you go out, right, as a social person, you will be gaining energy from your social interactions. If you are an antisocial person, you will wake up with a good bar of let's say, energy, right? The more you interact, the more that battery will start draining. That's how it is. I
Yeah.
don't know if that counts for web as well. Because would you guys consider me as an antisocial person?
So okay.
Yes.
Because I,
Yeah.
okay, because I
You,
social,
it's not severe, but you do have antisocial.
because I can't, I hate socializing with people and I hate making friends. It's funny how I become friends with you guys. It's a whole
I don't
long
think
story.
is important. Human interaction is important, right?
Human interaction is
Socializing,
important.
no. But even as long as you wake up, you see a human in front of you, you say good morning, that's enough. But socializing, going out of your comfort zone to go and talk to this person, meeting new people, going to concerts and shit like that, I don't think that's necessary. But as in human interactions, yes, we do need them to survive.
Hmm. Mm,
So okay, this has so the problem is we're combining the idea of socializing and emotional empathy together. What you were talking about, that bar meter, whatever,
mhm.
right? Uh, Antisocial people, a lot of the times, tend to be very, very strong emotional empaths. So they can absorb other people's emotion very well. So they know what kind of emotion that person is feeling that they're talking to. They can completely understand what that person is going through without having been put through the same situations, right?
Mhm.
So for them, socializing is a lot much more draining, which is why they try to reduce the amount of socializing, right?
Okay.
But anti-socializing or being antisocial could also be driven from other reasons other than being a high emotional empath, right?
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
So I
But
feel like the idea of socialism in general is bad. You just going out in the morning and just meeting a couple of people, or even without going out, just
I,
having with people
for
is
me,
good.
what I consider socializing, I don't have to talk to anyone. As long as I'm going out around people, that is for me is socializing.
Yeah,
Like
that's
me,
because you're a very very high emotional empath.
yeah. If I go out,
So
right?
you versus
Yeah.
people would be training.
If I walk to the gym around people and I work out around people, that is for me is socializing. I've socialized enough for today. And actually, I'd come back in a good mood, not a negative mood. If I have an interaction with someone, or the thing is, even when I have an interaction with someone, it's it's nice. Like I don't mind it at all. I don't want to start that interaction. I don't want to talk to you unless you talk to me. It's very weird.
Okay, so that's the different thing. That's I can't even pick the right word. It's not being antisocial. It streams down from the idea of self-esteem and confidence,
I don't
but I
know.
can't pinpoint
Even if
words
I
for it.
go hang out with no, because it's okay. I'll give you another example. Even if I go hang out with someone, I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. Even if we made up a time and a place, I don't want to hang out with you at all. I just want to stay home. But if I go outside, take one step outside, I'm cool now. I can stay with you the whole night. So it's the fact that I don't know if it's cool. Maybe it's the comfort zone.
It's not even just comfort zone. It is the idea of like I can't point that exact word.
But I'm not talking
it
about a
comes
random person. It's someone who I
from
already know.
confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes down from self-esteem and confidence. So it's just breaking that initial ice
Yeah, I don't know.
after you cross that
The thing
threshold.
is, I don't have the same problem with
Confident.
chicks. Like if I'm going somewhere to a bar.
Initial point. Just, just that initial ice breaking point.
Hmm. Yeah, I can see
That's
your
it.
point. Yeah, I don't know, but back
The reason you're saying have that same thing with women is because there's something driving you to break that initial barrier. You're breaking the ice between you and that person.
Yeah, could be. I don't know, but also we're drifting way off topic. Way off topic. Umpa,
But it's a time filler until everyone else gets ready.
Umpa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I asked you, do you think it's okay to be fat? And if someone who's fat and who doesn't want to work on it, and you brought up the depression and the anxiety and everything like that, and
Ignoring the depression,
yeah,
ignoring,
let's not ignore the depression because I gave her a counter for it. And I want to see
yeah,
how
no,
she
I
responds
just
to
want to
it.
generalize it
My,
first.
my, my
Generalize it.
opinion on this, my opinion on this is never going to change. It's none of my business,
No one
and
is
it doesn't
changing it.
affect
No,
We
me.
we're
just want
not.
to hear it.
That's the thing. We're trying to give your
So
opinion to the
honestly, I
world.
don't care.
So that's what I'm saying. Generalize it, okay? Ignore the idea of mental reasons. Ignore the idea of having like a disease or a sickness that wouldn't let you or that causes you to be obese. If you're obese by choice, or let's say you're obese by circumstances, right? And you have the opportunity to work on it, but you're not working on it, is that wrong?
Mhm. As I said, it's none of my business. I can't have an opinion on whether or not it's wrong. Let me tell you why. Okay, let me explain to you why.
Put yourself.
No,
Yeah, yeah,
for
sure.
myself, that's different. Okay, for myself, that's different. I have like if I was if I was unhappy with my body, or if I was fat, depressed. I mean, you guys already know me. Okay, you already know how I look like, right?
Yeah.
So I've never been, I've never actually been, fat or overweight in any way, okay? And so I honestly don't know what it feels like. But as I said, the reason why I can't allow myself to have an opinion on this, because I have so many people, in my life, okay, that are fat, that cannot change it. First of all, there is hormonal, disturbances.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
that have
That's why I'm
okay, they
ignoring it.
can't change that, right?
All of
And
them?
it
Yeah.
causes them to be depressed. Yeah, yeah, they can't change it.
Yeah, it could be.
It's literally not possible. No, even if they are starving and they will die, they won't lose the weight. That's the thing, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and obviously that fucking fucks them up in the head, right? Because like imagine
Yeah.
you are fat and you can't do anything about it, and
Yeah,
you
these are people
yourself
who
want
want
to fight,
to but yeah.
right? So
So
yeah,
So you need to
and wait, and there are other people, okay, other people that I know that have eating disorders, right? You have no idea how fucking hard it is to beat an eating disorder, okay? You have no idea, Seb. And I pray to God, you don't have to know. Okay? So when someone is struggling with something like an eating that fucks them up, in the head, and fucks them up physically and mentally and everything, who the fuck am I to come and judge and say, oh, this is
we're
wrong, this
not
is right?
judging. We're not
It's not
judging.
my place at all.
Umpa,
Your body.
umpa. We're
No,
not
I
judging.
understand.
We're
I
giving our
understand.
opinions.
But I understand. I understand. But I feel like this is something that no one should have an opinion on. Honestly,
Oh
I'm
no,
not
no, no,
saying
no, no, no. We can't not have an opinion of it because right now these days people are going on TikTok saying, if you talk about my body weight, it's fat phobic, and people are saying body positivity, which is
Okay.
which most of these people. Let me tell you this thing.
Look,
No, hold on.
before we drift off into that, that's why I made the perfect conditions, right? Something that it's not influenced by a disorder or a disease or a sickness, right? If you had the choice and you have the opportunity to work on it, but you choose not to, is that wrong?
No, see, yeah, well, of course that's wrong, and that applies to everything. Okay, that
Yeah,
applies to
that's a
everything. It's not just
because
it's not just body weight.
there's a lot of people who have the opportunity and have the choice to lose weight in a healthy way, right? That's the key point.
Mhm.
Not to a point where it's unhealthy for them to lose weight. In a
Or
healthy
even
way,
possible. You
they,
have to consider if
yeah,
it's possible
but,
or not.
yeah. But there's people who it's possible for, and doing so would improve their health conditions rather than degrade it, but they still
Mhm.
choose not to. There's so many people like
Yeah, as I said, that applies to a lot of things, not just weight. And I don't want to like generalize or anything, but I feel like people that have this particular aspect, it also applies like to other parts of their life, not just
that. For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah,
right. So it's a general personality thing. It's not a weight thing, right?
Yeah.
And there's one point like I wanted to make to you, sir. Like I'm not like arguing with you or anything. I hope like you can understand it, okay? So, put yourself, in the shoes of, let's say, like a girl, right? A girl that has body weight issues, maybe because it's hormones, maybe. Oh, also, some medication, they cause you to gain weight,
As I've
whether
said
you like
before,
it or not.
although you have to understand
Okay?
something. I have nothing against fat people. The only people I
No, no,
have
no, no,
something
no, no.
against.
I
No,
know, I
wait.
know, I know. I'm trying to pinpoint something
I
for you
I've
that may
know
be
I've known
okay.
all these things that you're talking about. The hormones. I know the
I'm trying to
medication.
pinpoint. I'm
Okay,
trying
make
to
the point.
pinpoint.
Make the point.
Okay, so if you put yourself in the shoes of a little girl like that, right? There is no way for her to lose weight. Okay, and there's
Mhm.
a lot of people that have no way of losing weight, right?
Mhm.
And that little girl goes on social media, and there are people like you that are always talking about how no, like
I've never said
you
it's
have
wrong to
had
be
to
fat.
do something about it.
I've never
No, no,
said
not
it's
for me
wrong,
to be fat. Like, you should do something about it, right?
and
Like,
you
you should
should.
exercise, you should do
Mhm.
this, you should do that. Yeah, but it doesn't help for some people. And little girls go on social media, and I wanted to talk about beauty standards because of this thing, right?
Mhm.
And they see women with a certain type of body, right?
Mhm.
And that changes over the years, by the way. It
Either way,
changes as
that's
you're
what we're
growing
talking
older.
about. We're talking about beauty standards.
Yeah. So if a little girl sees a woman, that has the same body issues as her, has the same, body type as her, has the same problems as her,
Mhm.
wouldn't that make her feel better? If you were that little girl, wouldn't that make you feel better that you're not the only one like that?
It would make me feel better. Of course it
Yeah.
would.
So
The,
thing is, those influencers, those plus size models, all those people, right? They're not targeting, their target audience is not the people that are fat and choose to do nothing about it, right? Their target audience is people that can,
yeah, but
people that
Yeah,
are
so
fit.
that's why we're making
Yes.
the clear distinction. That's why we're making the clear distinction because there's a lot of people who are, who could work on it, and because they see those people with reasons they can't work on it, be proud of it or embrace it,
which is
they
wrong.
decide, oh, okay, I can also embrace it, even though they have a clear
Yeah.
opportunity and the chance
Well,
to
well,
work on it. So
there's
that's why we're
every.
saying,
Mhm.
yeah, that's why we're
Go on.
making the distinction,
All I've ever said is
right?
it's okay to be fat. You can be fat. It's okay. Just don't go on social
But it's
media
wrong to
saying
not work on
that
it.
it's body positivity, unless you specify what sickness or something you have or the reason you
No,
can't
but
lose weight.
people don't owe anyone to talk about
You don't. You
the
don't. Oh, you
pathetic
don't.
business they
Okay,
have.
but yeah, but you
No,
don't. But
here's the
you
thing.
don't. But you
We
don't
were
own
talking about,
anyone. Wait, hold up. You don't own.
we were talking
But you don't own anyone.
right?
You don't own anyone to tell them it's okay to be fat.
Yeah, but if it makes someone better, so that's
Yeah, but
you
makes.
being
But yeah,
objective.
yeah. But you,
If
you,
It makes someone
you.
better, it makes someone
But
worse as
makes
well.
some worse though. That's what.
but that applies to
Uh,
everything, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's why we're saying
That's what we're saying. So
people of public
specify it.
influence, people of
Okay,
public influence have to
okay,
be very clear with what they say online. They
yeah,
have
yeah,
that
I get it.
responsibility.
Okay,
What it is
also,
they say.
yeah, that's what we said the other day. Also, something else,
Yeah.
right? Something else. Some of those, body positivity influencers, let's say, or models or whatever, right?
Mhm.
It's not just like being fat that they focus on, right? Some of them focus on, oh, like, she has a normal body, she has a normal weight, maybe she's a little bit overweight, but not much, right? But like, let's say she has
Oh,
cellulite, or she has like a little bit of a belly, or
we've
she
already talked
has.
about this, and I've mentioned that it's okay to be like a bit oversized or have a little bit body fat above average. That is completely fine, and that is, and also
Yeah,
that also fits the beauty standards. The thing is, the beauty
yeah,
standards doesn't
so
have to be perfect. There is no perfect. Everyone will have their own flaws
if
in a way.
if if, if everyone if everyone was aiming to look the same as the beauty standard, everyone would look the same. That's why, if you notice, most of Arab like influencers, right, especially like Khalij side, they all kind of look exactly the fucking same, because they all go and get plastic surgery that makes
I
them
do
look
not support that at
exactly the
all.
same. Their lips exactly the same. It's so freaky.
I
It's
don't.
so freaky. They don't look like human beings.
Please, people, do not get fucking surgeries.
They look like
It
like
depends to
like
some point.
robots, right?
Speaking of
Especially
plastic
the
surgery.
Arabs. I don't know why Arab look
No, before, yeah.
That they're doing wrong.
Because
The
it's
reason
the
for that
money.
is
It's the money life,
Arab.
basically.
Arab blood.
No, we're talking about me and Sel as well, with like the hairstyles and like the dressing in Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
It's because most of the Arab countries
Haven't been
are
exposed.
fixated on trying to look like the Western world, but they have an outdated
Their
perspective
image.
on
Yeah.
fashion.
The thing
Yeah.
is, I don't want to like drift off topic to plastic surgeries or anything, but most people, the thing is, most
No,
people
it
who
is
have,
understood.
yeah, most people who, some people see it attractive, but that's the thing. It's beautiful for some people, but it's not a beauty standard exactly.
Oh wait, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
Because there is a beauty. Because let's say, being,
What are you talking about?
we're talking about plastic surgeries.
Oh, plastic people.
Okay, it's beautiful
Yeah.
for some people,
I feel
right? But it doesn't fit the beauty standard. The beauty standard is being natural. It's being you. It's being who you are.
No, that's
Okay.
No. For you, maybe for you, but the general societal standard. That's why like Brazilian butt lifts were a thing, right?
Mhm.
Because a certain body type, you know, the big ass, big boobs, but small waist. You know,
Yeah.
that
Y-
was the beauty standard.
But you'd be surprised how much men did not find that attractive.
Okay. See,
That does
it's
not make it a
the
beauty.
thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. We've talked about this. There's beauty and there's beauty standard. Beauty
Yes.
is something that 20% maybe will find attractive. Well, the percentages are not correct. I'm just giving an example. And beauty standard is which the standard is. It's like, well,
No, see, I have a good analogy for this, right?
mhm.
There is a difference between the media perspective of how people should look like and you know the real life perspective of what people should look like, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
media standard of beauty.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
beauty
definitely,
standard.
definitely.
Yes, okay, that's the difference. But if you see in real life, I mean, if you okay, I'm out of curiosity here, right?
Mm.
If any of you guys actually met Kim Kardashian in real life, would you find that attractive?
Yeah, but I wouldn't. Okay, she is attractive, but we wouldn't. I wouldn't date someone like
Is
her.
she attractive, or is her influence attractive?
Oh no,
That's a
she's
huge
no
key as well.
no no she's attractive. But I wouldn't date someone like
Because
her.
you have to, beauty standards are being set by high influence people.
Yeah,
So even
true.
if someone with high influence
Yeah.
is doing something
Yeah.
isn't beautiful looking or in that aspect, people would accept that as the new beauty standard.
Yeah, no, I would say, she's good looking. She's
Before we
attractive.
drift again,
Hmm.
about speaking of like what was it, plastic surgery and all that, I feel like when it could be a good thing, it could be things people could decide to do, right? For
Mhm.
example, when people inject Botox to get rid of face wrinkles and things like that.
No.
It's
no,
completely fine there.
That's different. That's an
But
answer.
when
That's
you
different.
overdo it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when I think the problem comes.
to a point where it changes your full face, it's wrong. To
Yeah,
the point, when you look different,
Who you are.
it's completely it's like these
Yeah.
people who
Yeah.
I want to be a Barbie. Oh, I have the biggest boobs in the world. I have the biggest ass in the world.
You know what's funny? I took like 3 screenshots like a week ago, maybe, of something like
I've
this. Let me try and
seen
find
all
it.
of them. I've seen all of them. I literally went on YouTube and searched all of them.
Plus, can we agree that
Also,
beauty standards are very unhealthy?
oh, yeah, exactly. Those massive boobs, those massive plastic that you're putting inside of you. Do you know how many times shit leaked or cracked, and then you had to do a whole surgery to remove them? And
Even if you didn't leave,
the weight,
just that weight.
the weight, exactly. That shit will ruin your life.
Yeah.
The thing is, I want to ask you a question, Pepsi, since you're a female.
Yeah.
It's also about beauty standard. Do you put makeup for yourself or for people? Be fully honest.
Okay. So here's how I think about it, right?
Mhm.
So the reason why, I mean, I've started putting on a little bit of makeup. I don't know if you guys noticed.
We've noticed. I've noticed it.
Um,
It's barely noticeable though.
like it makes shut up. Okay? So
That's a good
it
thing.
makes me feel more confident, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
Makes
it makes you
you
feel, but that's the
go
thing.
out.
It makes you feel more
Why does it make me feel confident? Why?
because
Why does it make me feel
because
confident? It's because I was not exposed to other people.
exactly. So because you, if you were
Yes,
sitting at
but
home, you would not put makeup.
But
Maybe,
not only that, okay, you have to.
I do sometimes.
yeah, to try, maybe try
It's a
something new.
no,
No,
no, no.
it makes
If
me
you look
feel
good
good
to
when I look
yourself,
good. Yeah,
if you look
exactly.
good to yourself, it is very uplifting. Like if you
Yeah,
wake up in the morning, you
exactly.
look up, you look at it in the mirror, and
And you
you
see, and you look
are
beautiful.
happy.
You actually look beautiful. Yeah, exactly.
It is very
Exactly.
emotionally uplifting.
Yeah, true.
For
Exactly. It's
example,
not just about other people.
you wear jewelry yourself.
Hmm.
Why do you wear jewelry?
Because it makes me look good and makes me look less bland.
So yeah, but you're not doing it to look like. For example, you sometimes you don't even go out, but you still wear jewelry,
Oh yeah,
like
definitely.
earrings.
No, for me,
Yeah, so
for
you're doing
me,
it for yourself.
bro, I dress good even at home. I can't
Yeah,
look
that's the
bad
same
at
thing.
home.
Yeah, because you look at yourself, you enjoy or you appreciate the way you look, and it emotionally, literally just uplifts you,
Like,
increases your
I,
self
Guys,
I,
can
confidence.
you give me like a couple minutes? I'll be back in a couple
I have
minutes.
one question.
yeah. What's the question?
I have a question, right? So, all three of you agree
Okay.
that doing Botox and all these surgeries is wrong, correct?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's when
Okay.
it changes your face. If it's
Yeah,
something like a
okay.
little
So,
bit, it's
okay, listen. So why would you say it's okay to say that that's wrong, but being fat isn't? Just one simple point, right? You are both changing your appearances, right?
mm-hmm.
Both are unhealthy, correct? Both have special circumstances, like if you are depressed, if you have a disease or
The thing
something.
is, here's what
So how is it that you guys
I
have
wish
to?
Pepsi was here. I hope she will hear
Yeah,
me because I
my
want.
question was that
I
mostly
wanted
Pepsi.
because I wanted to ask her something. I wanted to ask her someone who has a food disorder or something like that. Do you think it's impossible for them to lose weight?
I'm here.
You heard my
It is
question.
very hard.
What?
It is very hard. It will be harder than most people.
It's not
If,
impossible.
Someone that
so
has
here's the
what?
thing. For me, I believe it. As the moment it gets unhealthy to lose weight, you should not do it.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to.
Why?
I wanted to ask you if it.
And
Do you
someone who
think
has an eating disorder lose weight.
can is it impossible for them to
Why?
lose weight
Who?
for someone who has an eating
But then
disorder?
here's the thing. Eating disorders work both ways. You could be very skinny with
Yeah.
an eating
Yeah.
disorder.
Yeah, that's the thing. Being skinny is actually also very unhealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Hmm.
No, wait, see, Pepsi, I
Yeah,
have a
so.
question directed to you. So,
Uh-huh.
you said that, you don't have an opinion on if you can be fat or not because, they could be depressed, eating disorders, and all of that, right?
Yeah.
So, why didn't you say the same about plastic surgeries when people who get plastic surgeries could be depressed, getting bullied about their physical features to where they had
Good
to change
question.
them?
Good question.
That's
But,
the
you didn't
I
say you didn't
actually
have an
agree
opinion.
with
You
you.
said
No,
all
no, no,
these
no.
Arab
I do.
men.
I was talking about something else entirely. Okay, because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. When people like when everyone, right? Like let's say maybe not in Egypt, maybe not in our countries, but like abroad, right? Like when everyone starts looking the same way, right? When everyone has the same particular, small nose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
When everyone looks exactly the same standard of beauty, and that's all you see on TV, and that's all you see on social media and shit like that. It makes people feel like it causes body dysmorphia to other people, right?
Yeah.
It makes people feel like something is wrong with them, makes them feel like they are not
Like,
attractive to
That's
it's not
in
there.
I.
that setting.
Yeah.
Like,
The thing
it's
is,
not there to
hold up,
manipulate.
Asam.
Wait,
Hold
let
up,
him
Asam.
talk.
What?
Let him talk.
Yeah, okay.
Don't you think that the beauty standard keeps changing? Because before, small noses were very
Just
attractive.
10 years ago, bro.
Yeah.
Just 10 years
Now,
ago.
now, what's the new beauty standard? Big noses are beautiful for women these days. Like women actually find people with big. Thankfully, people actually find like women actually find guys with big noses very attractive. Before that wasn't the case. Before, if a guy had a big nose, most people would see him unattractive. So the beauty standard keeps changing. That's the thing. But they are.
Also, I want to point something out.
Mhm.
Okay.
I also wanted to
So,
ask you a question, but keep going.
okay. Ask. It's okay.
Okay. You when you brought up the depression and everything about people not being able to lose weight because of depression and shit like that. Don't you think a lot of people, not most, a lot of people will fall into depression because they don't, because all they do is sit home, eat, and not move their body or any physical, workouts or anything.
Okay, okay, okay. So there is something, right? Depression and body weight, okay,
Mm-hmm.
they go hand in hand.
They do.
In the sense that someone that is already fat
Mm-hmm.
will become depressed, and someone that is depressed will become fat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that.
In most
No.
cases.
But the,
Most cases, no, that's science first. Like actually Google it, right?
yeah, but okay, as I've.
But maybe not fat. Okay, let me not say fat. Let me say like body weight issues, right?
Mhm.
They could get anorexia or something and get extremely skinny, and that's also just as unhealthy as being extremely fat.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
But don't you? Okay. As like I already gave you the example of like if you take 10 people to the gym, and that make them work out regularly, something they love, by the way, not something they're forced to do or something they don't want to do.
Mhm.
A workout that they love, like maybe some people will enjoy jogging, maybe some people will enjoy running, maybe some people will enjoy lifting weights, punching bags, something like this. But if people keep doing that, their depression will start reducing. Also, there are different what is it, like not phases, different levels of depression, right?
Mhm.
There everyone, I feel like everyone has at least felt in the first or second phase of depression, or like the second level or first level of depression. Everyone, most of people, especially in the society we live in these days, right?
Yeah, everyone has definitely.
If I, let's say, don't work out for 2 months straight, right, I will feel like the shittiest human to ever exist. The day I start moving my body or do a simple workout, although it will not like change my body in one day, working out will take a while so you can see like progress and shit, right? Although it won't change my body in one day, I feel like I've done something. I did an activity. I did something that will reduce my depression. Matter of fact, it will actually disappear. I'm talking about for like low stages of depression. I'm not talking about severe. Severe will take way longer time to, d- uh, like deal with
Okay,
depression.
are we talking about like situational depression or clinical depression?
Situational.
Situational. Yeah.
No, situational is different. Okay,
Mhm.
situational could be because something happened and you become depressed. You lose something, you become depressed. You lose someone, you become depressed. That one is different, right?
Mhm.
Because you're not biologically
Will
inclined.
be
You're not
just
biologically
you.
inclined to be depressed,
Mhm.
right? And
It
and
could also be like from the same reason he stated, someone having a change in environment or a change in routine where he always
Yeah.
used to work out, and now he's no longer working out. But you see, the root of that depression is because your brain has gotten addicted to that dopamine level you get from working
not
out.
addicted, maybe
So
maybe
you
not
deprive.
addicted, but used
Yeah, not
to it.
addicted.
A lack of dopamine. Let's say a lack of dopamine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sitting down at home doing nothing all day, your brain's not gonna reward you for anything.
Yeah.
So you're no longer getting that, that required minimum of dopamine that your brain is used to. So that's what causes like the downness and the lack of energy and the feeling shit. So I feel like that's less of depression and just, feeling of lack of dopamine.
Could be. Thing is, anyone who is like depressed, I feel like doing a physical activity will help them in a way. Or socializing doesn't even have to be a physical
Okay.
activity. Socializing will help.
Doesn't even have to be physical
Yeah.
activity.
It
I
helps for
would
some people.
trigger your
but not
reward
for
system.
others.
Yeah, everyone has a different way to trigger their reward system,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
we can all agree on the fact that having influx of dopamine
Mm-hmm.
will help with your depression.
Yeah.
Not necessarily curing it,
No.
but it is
If you keep
distracting your brain.
if you keep doing it, it will keep reducing it. Because to some point,
Depends.
because no, because to some point, to some when you hold up, let me say why. No, clinical. We're talking about the situation which most people have. Okay,
Yeah.
clinical
Yeah.
is
Not most people, by the way. Okay.
clinical. How much? What are the percentage?
Fact you guys should consider.
What?
What?
Some people are more biologically, people who are getting depressed when something happens. Okay, so it's not
Mhm.
all situational. Also, even situational depression. Because have you ever met someone that no matter how much life kicks them in the ass, they never get depressed
Yeah.
and
Now,
they're always
Yeah.
positive?
and I want to bring up something. Do you think how strong you are mentally can affect with depression?
Yeah,
For
of
sure.
course it can.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So,
that's
For
the
sure.
whole thing.
so if you are stronger mentally, you are less of a chance to be affected by depression. Even
Yes,
if,
yes, obviously.
mhm.
Yeah,
Wait,
of
quick
Even
course,
question.
obviously.
Question. What's the difference between situational depression and clinical depression?
clinical is something you're
Clinical is a biological inclination
biologically.
to get.
Yeah.
So it is
No,
more of a not
give me
not
an
a
example of a
Bros,
situational
not
it's
a,
all
depression.
not an
science,
environment.
okay? It's
No,
all
like a
science.
situation.
It's all chemicals that are moving around you. It's all completely biological. It's facts,
So
science.
out of
No, that's
nowhere.
what I'm saying.
No, what I'm
No,
trying
no,
to
no, no.
explain
You're
is
missing my
out
point.
of nowhere you get
I said
depression.
biological information. So like someone who it's not his environment putting him in depression, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is just more genetically inclined to having a depression.
Disposed, yes. Okay.
While
He
yeah,
just
what
has a higher
with
percentage.
is your environment or things happening in
Also,
your environment.
do you think people could have like some people could have depression, but it doesn't affect them in any way?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
called functional depression. That's the thing.
yeah.
Like they are, what
It could
do
even
you,
They have
be
normal
taking
lives,
Anyway,
they have careers, they have families,
and they're
and you're
happy?
saying that no.
No,
no, not
that's what I'm
necessarily.
saying.
That's
That's
the
what I'm
thing.
saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, do you think
Happiness
someone?
and
Yeah,
depression
that's
can
okay.
go
yeah,
hand
that's
in
what I'm
hand.
Yeah,
saying. That's what I'm
okay.
asking. Do you think someone could have depression, but still be like like
Fully
Happiness is
fledged
immune to it
complementary.
in a way? Immune to its
Yeah,
effects,
Yeah,
not immune
fully
to
You
it.
know
fledged.
what
Not
you're
immune
that,
to it.
saying.
Immune to its
You
effects.
know what you're saying.
I'm saying someone
You
could
know
have.
there
you know
are
what you're
people.
I'm
saying.
No,
saying.
no. So you see, he's just mixing up the words. So there are people with depression, and their depression is even helping them,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So they're using their depression in a positive way, which is
Mm-hmm.
what Umpa is talking about, like functional depression,
Mm-hmm.
right?
No,
And
bro.
there's
That's not
people
what I'm
who
talking
it
about.
does not affect anyway. Like it exists there, right? But
Mm-hmm.
they have completely
Yeah,
normal the outside. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
exactly.
That's what it encloses,
Yeah. So you
right?
don't. So you
The
don't
depression
think.
is still there.
But they're not happy. That's the thing. They're not
But
Yeah,
happy.
so you
You
don't
know,
they
think.
could have
So you
no, no,
don't
they
think
could be
someone
happy.
could be happy and still have depression. Like they're
They
immune.
could.
Like I'm not
No,
saying
no,
they're
they
immune to
could be.
depression. I'm saying they're immune to its effects.
can I
No, no. Even if you're not
can I
immune.
give an example of
No, I just
someone
want to
that
explain
has
it in a biological
functional
term.
depression?
I just want to explain it in a biological way. So even if you are
Is it just
depressed,
Mm-hmm.
am I the one buffering or is he the one buffering?
No one is buffering.
yeah, I think everything's fine. Anyways,
I
what I
think
was trying to say, people could have depression and still have those momentary briefs where they are happy.
moments of happiness. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's completely fine
Okay.
because happiness is
But they're very
not a
rare.
constant thing. It could be rare for some people. It could be something that's regular for other people. It, that's back to the same idea. Someone with
Okay,
clinical
bros.
All right.
someone
Another
with clinical
question.
depression
Another
could
question.
go through that depression very easily if they had a constant source of
Yeah,
dopamine.
I understand your point, but I have another question.
Uh-huh.
Do you think if someone, it is easier to cure depression if someone realizes they have depression and they are and they will actively try to get rid of it, and they actually like wake up and will be, I'm gonna be happy today, I'm gonna do something that I
Like
love,
easier.
I'm
Yes.
gonna get rid of this depression. Do
Yeah,
you
it's
think?
definitely good.
Don't you think
That
that
type
will
of
help?
mentality, that will
That kind of
definitely
Could help.
mentality.
Of course it would help. If of course it will help, but also, I just want you to know that depression, like especially clinical depression, it's not something you can cure. It's always going to be there.
again this
You
clinical
can learn to
depression.
live with it.
So
Yeah,
clinical
you can learn. Of course,
depression.
you can learn to live
So
with it.
okay,
But the point is, yeah,
so you mentioned that you could have moments of happiness, right?
yes.
What if someone who has clinical depression wakes up and says, I'm gonna have a happy day, I'm gonna not let depression take over me? Don't you think they'll be able to get to be happy like almost the whole day and get used to that feeling
No,
and get used to that? No?
no.
Interesting.
It's
Interesting.
it's completely it's impossible biologically to always be happy
Yeah, but like
because no matter
even
You
if
can't keep.
not happy, like, but not sad. You know, because there are moments where you're not happy
No,
but you're
here's
not
a,
sad.
it, for you that's normal, right?
Mhm.
Because the moment you lose that, the drive behind happiness,
Mhm.
you come back to a neutral state.
Mhm.
But someone who's clinically depressed, the moment he loses that point where he's happy or the drive behind the happiness, he has no neutral state to come back. He comes back to the depressed state.
Okay,
That is a
I'm actually not like making fun of it.
Please, I'm coming back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm actually not like trolling or anything. I'm actually trying to learn some things about this. So I'm like, when you say, let's say someone has a good life, who has clinically like has clinical depression, right? But has a good life,
yeah.
and it's a very good life and everything, and and they're having a happy moment. What could bring them back to that sad moment? What would they be sad at? What would they be
The
depressed
moment
about? What is that depression like? Because we
Listen,
have.
having a happy life, having everything you want in life, does not equally mean that you can't be depressed.
Yeah, true. I'm not saying like you have everything you need in life. No, I'm saying that you are proud of the life you have. Okay, when you want, or like you have a financially stable life and everything like that, a family, a lover maybe, right?
They could have reasons.
Yeah,
Right?
but that
Maybe
moment of
maybe
happiness, hold up. That moment of happiness when it ends, when it goes back down, what do they think of? What do they think of? What made them sad? What made them depressed?
anything could trigger them at that point. So see, the moment you lose the drive of happiness, like let's say maybe he got a gift, but he got a compliment in the morning, right? So he was happy. The moment the effects wear off,
Mhm.
their brain cannot come back to a normal state, right?
Mhm.
It'll immediately go back down to being depressed, and anything could trigger it. You look in the mirror, one of you, the hairs on your mustache is wrong, or is not straight.
Are you saying that about me, or
Anything
are you
could
talking
trigger.
about someone who has?
Hold on. So I've arrived at something else, right?
Mhm.
So you guys said clinical depression is, biological and shit like that, right?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
it can actually be cured completely. That's number one. It is treatable. It's just it's a more severe form of depression. So it's still curable through
Not for
therapy,
everyone.
medication.
Not
Yeah, but don't you
There's
think
people
that's because
in
of the
mental
person?
facility.
Don't you
No,
think
you
that's
can't be
because of the
born.
person?
You can't be
No,
born
it's
with
also the
clinical
field of their
depression.
brain, how their
So
brain.
technically, see, if you can't be born with clinical depression, then it's
You
the
can't.
same as situational depression.
Mm.
Because
You
here
can't.
it clearly says that it is caused by events, not
Mhm.
such as
Trauma.
not as, so
Trauma could
technically
cause.
it's still your environment that causes clinical depression, which still means
Not
that
all.
it is situational.
Not all. So here's the thing: with clinical depression, it could be triggered by a trauma that is going to have a permanent effect or a semi-permanent effect. But there's people who are born with a more inclined a brain more inclined to having depression. They have lower tolerances for it, so anything could start triggering it. That is when
Yeah.
it's kind of
Okay,
clinical depression.
so it's okay. So you're saying, yeah, but that means that someone could still fight that.
Yes, so it's clearly possible.
It is clearly possible because it's basically
Not for everyone.
not for
Because
every,
you have
because
to-
yeah, but
there's
why?
people in
But
mental hospital
yeah,
that can't cure their
yeah,
clinical
but why?
depression.
Because okay, yeah,
Because
I'm
of
not,
the
I'm not
level
trying.
of how
I'm not trying to be
it's
disrespecting anyone
how
or anything.
severe.
I hope, yeah, but don't you? But
Just
don't you?
depends on how severe.
Or don't you think that also comes into a mental strength
And
Yeah,
mental
but
strength
people
can
and mental
could
state?
could be more could be born with a more weaker mental state.
You're saying
but yeah,
born, but
because
you
mental state,
but you're
you
saying
can
born.
always
Hold up, you're saying
strengthen it.
Weaker,
born, but
weaker. Yeah,
you're saying born,
that's
but
how their brain.
right now
Okay,
when he
for example,
searched it, it clearly says
for,
it
for
happens because of
example,
events.
yeah,
Yes.
that's why I want to bring up a very good example. For example, the mental sickness called schizophrenia, right? It can be caused by trauma,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
For people to get cured from schizophrenia, it is possible, but it's so unlikely.
Okay. Yeah.
right?
So it comes.
And then there's people
So, but you're
people
not.
born
So
with
it
a
comes-
stronger inclination.
Yeah.
No, but then there's people who are born with the inclination to have schizophrenia.
Okay.
Nothing. They could have the perfect life. Out of the blue, it hits them. Everything could be going very well.
So it,
I don't believe that's possible. There has to be a chain.
there has to
reaction.
be a,
Let's
yeah.
say
There has exactly. There has to be a chain reaction. It can't just happen.
It doesn't come out.
You're not going to be born with it, or it's not going to be even detected in the beginning, right? Because it's something that requires. So here's the key major difference, right? The trigger
Hmm. That's the
for
thing.
someone who
Everyone who has depression,
for a stronger mind,
clinically or
for a
not
stronger
clinically,
mind,
it needs a trigger.
everything needs a trigger.
Exactly. So it's
You could
basically just like normal depression but more severe.
No, hold up. We cannot compare schizophrenia and depression because actually schizophrenia could be inherited through your genes.
That's one more thing.
So
And
we
depression
can't-
as well.
depression cannot be inherited. You can't.
Here's the thing.
inherit-
You can't inherit depression, but you can inherit the what's it called? The you can inherit the resistance to depression. Something that could be inherited.
So-
you could inherit.
Let's leave schizophrenia after this, okay? Back to depression.
Schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is different.
Oh, my bad. Point is, so basically what you're saying is, normal depression is just like, clinical depression, just like normal depression, is just more severe.
Yes.
Okay.
All of normal depression could also turn into a clinical depression.
It is very rare for depression, for a situational depression, to turn into clinical depression.
But could.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So
just
basically,
possible.
bring it back to my point, which is it comes down to mental strength.
Okay.
Okay?
And
And it could also cure it clinically or not clinically.
No, curing clinical depression is near impossible.
But it's
It's literally just said possible.
Yeah. Okay. You, okay,
Don't
you
talk to me
pushing a
like
mountain
that.
could be possible.
Put
right?
your finger away before I slap you.
Okay, you going against an army, maybe like ridiculous.
Your analogies are so stupid.
No, I'm trying to explain to you that possibility could exist, but it could be near impossible.
No, you say okay. First of all, don't say near
you-
impossible.
you get
Because
hit
hold
by-
up,
but-
don't hold
okay.
up. Don't say near
Okay,
impossible
you
because
getting hit
if
by
someone
a-
is watching this right now who has clinical depression, had hope of deleting the shit, you're saying almost impossible is deleting all of their faith.
But that's where we are right now. You getting hit by a plane is possible right now, right there. But the chances of it are very, very low.
Bros. Bros. Okay, how the fuck did we go from beauty standards to this?
I have no idea. Okay, but I still stand with my
I
point.
stand with you. Fuck you. Depression can be cured no matter what it is. Simple
No,
as that.
no.
Oh
no.
my god, it's a third one.
It is here now. Okay. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Who is going ahead?
You.
Go ahead. You.
You came in here shouting, no.
I'm saying, depression can be controlled but cannot be cured.
No, I know.
That's
No.
for clinical depression.
No, it can be
Clinical
cured.
depression, bro.
Can be
Clinical
cured. It
depression
literally-
can be controlled with medication and physiotherapy, cognitive therapy, and all this shit.
But it
But
just
you
said
cannot cure it.
it just said it could.
It can because it's not a genetic
see,
disease. It's not. It's
they
not
could
in
make you-
blood.
They could make you have a normal life, but any small trigger will take you back immediately.
So back to
Having a
my
normal
point.
life-
Okay,
Having
okay.
a normal life,
It's
having a normal life does not mean you do not have depression.
Okay, so it takes me back. Someone could live their life happily.
Not happily.
Bro literally
and depression
is
are
taking
different.
all the happiness from
and
the
depression
world.
are different.
Yes.
Happiness and depression are different.
those moments of happiness could last.
Someone
What
who's
if
completely
okay? Do you
depressed
think?
could
Do you
have-
think? Okay, hold up. Do you think there is a trigger for happiness that could last?
there is no way happiness lasts permanently. It's impossible.
Oh my God, you're an impossible. I hate that word.
No, because it is impossible.
What if there is
No,
someone
happiness is a-
triggered?
Happiness is a reward system.
Yeah,
It's you.
exactly, exactly. And I know that the brain focuses more on the negative. So like, one
Okay.
negative things need 10 happy things to delete that negative thing.
Okay, for example, here's a key thing, right? We're talking about happiness being a trigger system, right?
So wait,
For example,
Wait.
smoking weed.
actually,
Smoking. Wait, let me just.
okay.
Smoking weed triggers your happy reward system, whatever you want, right?
Mhm.
At some point, your brain will get numb to that trigger,
Okay.
which is why a lot of people go on from weed to more stronger narcotics and whatever,
Hmm.
because they want something to keep triggering that.
Okay.
that
Okay.
system.
I see your point. I see your point.
It cannot be permanent, even if you try to, chemically force it to
Okay.
exist for a longer time.
All right, but I have now. You just gave me a whole different thought. Okay, so don't you think everyone has depression in a way, since that the happiness trigger does not last, and you said clinical depression could be controlled and live a normal life. When you say a normal life, right, that means life like ours.
Close to, but
Okay.
not exactly.
So yeah,
You always-
so doesn't that mean that because in the end, even us as a normal human who doesn't have, I would say normal human, that sounds someone who doesn't have clinical depression, right? Even us, we also have triggers that could put us in sadness and letdowns. So doesn't that mean that we all have depression?
No, so here's the difference. Okay, you not having depression, you have a neutral state you can always come back to. So if there is no happy trigger,
Mhm.
right? There's no sadness trigger.
Yeah, but you also
You
said
have your neutral state to come back to.
okay, but you
Someone
guys
who is
just said
depressed-
that it could be controlled. When it's controlled,
Controlled in what way? Let me explain to you in what way it is controlled.
Mhm.
It makes you more numb to triggers.
so
So even happiness, it will take a much more higher level of that reward system, that
Uh-huh.
dopamine,
uh-huh.
to make you even happy. So you at that point you're like, for something that will make you a normal person happy, someone with depression under those medications, right? Controlling it, the same thing would not make him happy.
Okay.
The same level of dopamine would not make him happy.
Okay.
That's why it's very easy to even notice people who are on those kind of medication.
Okay, I can
Puts them
see
in that
that.
moment
I can
time.
see that. No, the thing is that was really fucking me up is basically you guys are saying someone who has clinical depression cannot live happily or have happy moments or like live a normal life. Yeah. But like live a normal life. And that was sad as fuck to hear, honestly.
A fully normal life.
So me, my ass wasn't like trying to disrespect people with clinical depression. It's giving them as much hope as I can, and you guys ruined all of that.
You couldn't.
Listen, okay?
You've
A
never.
person with no legs. A person with no legs can't run.
You'd be surprised.
Doesn't mean you should tell him.
You'd be surprised. When you see someone jumping on their stomach, charging at you 20 miles per hour, don't blame me. Yeah.
Back to the same point, okay? It is possible, but the chances are very low.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Now, please, let's get the fuck out of this, because it's a very sensitive topic, I feel. And I think we give enough topic. We're not starting again. There's no fucking way. We took like 2 hours.
Okay. The entire time we've been arguing if clinical depression can be cured.
It said on the web, it said Bro, it's not the insult, Nurhan. We were asking. Chill the fuck out. We were asking. She's asking us if we are doctors. So basically, she is calling us uneducated motherfuckers. We literally just searched
Okay,
it online.
You know what? You know what? I took one quiz one time, okay, so I can be considered. Yeah, so
Point is-
technically, yeah, I'm all the right. But see, what I mean, right? From my personal opinion, depending on how mentally strong you are, and bear in mind, you can increase your mental strength or you can decrease it. You can handle depression to the point where you don't
Handle and cure is different.
no, to the point you don't notice it. Because see, if depression is not a biological disease, right? It's not in your genes. You cannot inherit it. You cannot.
But you can be, but
You
you
cannot
can be more susceptible. You can be more susceptible.
More susceptible does not mean.
Yeah, but also the brain is a very strong fucking weapon,
If
and
I
you
have
could.
a higher,
But it is a very
If-
flawed system as well.
Yeah, but it
if
is.
I
But
have a higher of what's it called, getting cancer, you can't say I have cancer, correct? You can't say I was born with cancer, correct? Because it's not
But
that type of
you
disease.
could have, but it
I
could be
could
a
have
genetic
cancer.
thing.
I could have cancer.
It is a wait. Cancer is very wrong because cancer inclination, cancer susceptibility is very genetical.
Yes, it's genetical, but I could have cancer. You know, the fact is, I could. I don't have it. I might
all-
live my
Because
life
that's how genes work. That's
without
how genes
getting
work.
it.
we all give
So
our
mental
hold
genes-
up, hold
not
up.
every-
We all gave
not
our
every-
opinions. Let's move the fuck on before I murder somebody. Okay. Point is,
Do you not agree?
I've-
Like, you think cancer is not genetic?
it is
No, it's
genetic.
genetic. It's
Well,
genetic.
but
What it
also-
means is you have a higher chance of getting cancer. Right?
Yeah.
You don't have.
Okay.
You are not born
Okay.
with
Calm
cancer.
down. Calm down. I agree with
Because that's-
what I agree with everything what I said, right? But I also
That's
have.
how genetic work.
Hold
Get
up.
some
Hold up.
You cannot get
For
some.
fuck's sake.
You can develop some of your own genes.
I agree with
God
what
knows where.
I agree with what you said, right? But I feel like the mind.
Someone just say you can develop your own gene. Who said that?
Yeah, you could. Mutation. Is that not it?
Oh yeah.
Is mutation a thing?
Okay.
No,
What
no, it
mean-
is. It's your body
No, you
developing.
wait. Are you guys saying I can mutate in like depression? That mutation can mutate? Is that what I'm hearing?
Wait,
Are
isn't
we about
the
to
whole
go in?
concept of evolution, by the way?
Yes,
Are we
that's the whole
about
concept
to
of
go
evolution.
to Teenage
Are we going
Mutant.
to really start talking about evolution right now?
I
Back to
think
my
I-
point. Back. Hold up. Hold the fuck up.
Where-
Please.
Or
Please.
Were we monkeys? Or answer my question.
I don't know. I'm tired. Just leave me alone. Why am I being dragged into this? I'm trying to end the conversation.
You're not. Just stay there.
I'm still a monkey. Back to
So
my
we
point.
talk about Darwinism.
Hold up. All I'm gonna say is I agree with everything what I
No,
said.
hold up.
Hold up. Shut the
We
fuck
talk
up, man.
about
Shut the fuck up.
I want to talk about.
We will. No, we won't. Hold up. We'll talk about beauty standards. I don't know how this even came up.
Yes. Okay. We were once monkeys, according to Darwin. Okay. So technically,
No, we
it is
weren't
related.
monkeys first. No.
I'm saying according to Darwin.
Oh, yeah. According
Okay. Back to my point. I agree with everything what I said, but I believe the mind is a very strong weapon, and we still don't know what the fuck it's capable of. And I feel
Why do you
like
keep trying to freeze the subject?
because it's done, everyone is just gonna keep trying to prove the other one.
We're just starting to talk about evolution.
Okay, wait. Back to my point. I have one point right now. Wait.
Listen, we entered this.
Let me end it. Just let me
We
end.
entered this podcast.
Wait,
Hold on.
before you
We entered this podcast.
Before you end
We
it.
entered this podcast to have a diverse topic.
Yeah,
Not one topic.
Yeah, okay, just let me say my fucking opinion about it. Okay? Shut the fuck up! I'm gonna say my opinion and you're gonna respect it, okay? Like the bitch you are. Shut the fuck up. All I'm gonna say is I agree with everything what I said, but the brain is a very strong weapon that most science still don't know what the fuck it's capable of, okay?
Yeah.
I believe, sure, clinical depression, everything that Wally said about, everything Oppa said about is true, but I believe some people will have absolutely immune to it at some point. That is my belief. That I believe that the brain is a very strong thing and could do some crazy shit. Okay, I fucking
Not everybody.
I
That's the
won't.
thing. Not everybody.
Yeah,
What might
no,
work for some.
yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying.
I'm only speaking from today's medical progress.
Yeah, but also for today's
And as a-
today's medical progress and everything, there is a woman who fucking carried a fucking car, man. Do you know why? Not because of her physical strength, because of her brain. Her son was stuck under a car. Okay, can you?
And some guy,
Broke his legs and kept running. Some guy broke his leg and kept running. Do you understand? And didn't feel anything until he stopped.
That's adrenaline. That's
Yes,
adrenaline.
yeah, but adrenaline is different when something is harmed, sure. But a broken leg, no, we're saying a whole
Yes, yes.
crack.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know how?
That's how adrenaline works.
Okay, yeah, but if someone
Because
told you,
without
if someone told you about that, right? Without even if we know about adrenaline, if someone told you someone broke his leg and kept running, would you believe it?
I would
No.
be impressed. Be impressed. Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, the point is the brain is capable of a lot of shit. Our bodies are we're all
but then there are
supermans.
people. Then there is people afraid of small rooms.
Yeah, okay. Do you wanna talk about phobias
People who-
actually? Because that's a very interesting topic.
Hold up. Before we end this topic, I will say that depression and mood disorders are characterized by structural as well as
Stop reading Google.
neurochemical alterations.
Okay, Google.
I know for
The
a
brain, okay?
I know for a fact you did
And
not
can
say
you
all these
block-
words. I know for a fact your
No,
brain
listen.
cells do not have enough brain. Keep going. Whatever. I give
And
up.
how
Keep going.
No, listen, can be blocked or reversed with behavioral and pharmacological treatments. Okay, keep that how you want.
Even pronounce it.
Listen,
Yeah.
take that how you want.
Man, the
They
funny,
block depression. They
It's
block all kinds of triggers.
the funny thing
So
is, he
on
said
those-
my dad is a doctor and he can't pronounce something.
That's why I'm explaining it. Okay. On those kind of medication, you can't even be happy because they block all triggers.
No,
You
no, no.
enter a new
It's reversed.
state of mind, a zombie state of mind.
The word reverse
Or
means it
receptor.
can go back. The word reverse means it can go back. Sha, I'm on my way to stand with my point.
Oh, man.
Depression-
Yeah, I believe depression can be cured as well, but it depends on the person.
Yes,
And some
yes.
people take different
Stay with me.
different methods.
Yalla,
Also,
yalla.
but I want you here, man. These two bitches are gonna start attacking me because
No,
I'm
no,
gonna because I'm
no,
gonna
no,
because I'm
no.
gonna start talking about therapy now.
No, I'm coming back on my phone. Don't worry, I'll keep them. Let's go.
Right? Okay.
Team winners.
Okay.
Suck it.
Okay. Let's see. All right. A question. Do you think therapy is legit?
Yeah.
Do you?
It works not for everyone
Why?
because it depends on your mental state going into it.
Okay. Also, what do you
You
think?
could be convinced it's gonna work for you and it's not gonna work for you.
Okay.
So
Why?
your mind could.
Why do you think therapy
What?
works for some people?
So it goes back to the idea if you believe it's going to work for you
Mhm.
and you're willing to put the efforts as well
Mm-hmm.
into working with that person.
Wait, can you guys catch me up on what's been happening? Sorry.
Oh, we're talking about therapy.
We're just talking about this topic, therapy. If Sel asks if therapy is a legit thing and if it works and why does it work for some people and why it doesn't work for some people. So I'm just gonna give my take on it. It all depends your mental state going into it.
Okay.
If you're willing to accept because the whole idea of therapy is the person not fixing you.
Who doesn't want to be helped?
Yeah,
Okay.
the whole idea of therapy, not the therapist fixing you.
Mm-hmm.
The whole idea behind it is the therapist guiding you on how you fix it.
Okay. Follow up
Because you're the
question.
only
And how
person.
you feel.
Follow up question. Do you think people can deal with whatever problems they have without therapy?
Some people
Yeah.
do. Some
Yes.
people never go to therapy in their lives. It just makes everything so much easier.
Okay. So.
Some
fo-
people know how to guide themselves.
Okay. Yeah. That's the point. That
Therapy for those who do not.
that's the point that I was coming to. So basically, what you're saying is just some people need guidance and some just don't need it. So
And some just even a person to talk to, a person to open up to.
okay, but don't you think
That's
for
what we
someone,
follow therapy.
yeah, but don't you think for someone to talk to or someone to get close to, don't you think it's better to talk to someone you could? I'm not gonna name like friends or shit like that. Someone you trust,
That's why a good therapist
and you should be like.
is supposed to build trust with you.
Mm-hmm.
They build trust with you.
Mm-hmm.
They make you open up so they know you better. You know them better.
Exactly.
Okay, but don't you
You're
think? But
supposed to build
yeah,
on.
yeah, but don't you think you can do that with any normal human that is not a therapist?
Then,
For some
let
people,
me, let me,
yes.
let me
Some
explain
people
this,
don't have
okay?
that.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair
bro.
point. I see that.
It's not just about having someone. It's not just about having someone to talk to, right? A therapist is basically an expert on like emotions, right? So you could have someone you trust. You could have someone you open up to and all that, but they wouldn't be as
Helpful.
as experienced, let's say, or know exactly how to make how to help you deal with your emotions and stuff like that, right? So like they could just listen to you, but your feelings are still there. The problem is still there. It
Okay.
hasn't been fixed or helped.
Okay, I can see
Yeah?
that.
A therapist.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you what a therapist does, okay? So basically, you have like an emotional problem, right? You have an issue, you have fucked up feelings about something, you're traumatized, emotionally about something, right? It's not just about talking about it. Like a therapist will explain to you and tell you how to deal with those emotions in a healthy way, right? Instead of someone, for example, to go into addiction, because a lot of people go into addiction when dealing with something traumatizing, right? Instead of that person going, into addiction, into self-sabotaging their entire life, into committing a crime, they help you deal with that, with that emotion that you are feeling. They help you deal with that problem in a healthy way.
Okay.
You get?
Okay.
And a normal human being, someone you just know, a very close friend, let's say, or a family member, yeah, they will listen to you and that, yeah, they care about you, but they wouldn't help you actually process it.
Okay. Okay.
It's like basically you have a wound, right? Like you have an injury on your body. You could go and show it to someone who won't be able to do anything about it, or you could go to like a doctor.
Yeah. And if you know how to treat it yourself, you can do it yourself. Because
Good for you. If you
yeah,
have the
yeah,
mechanism, exactly.
for me,
Mm-hmm.
I have been to therapist,
Mm-hmm.
right? I have a strong belief it won't work for me. I did try it. It didn't work for me because I'm more of the believer that if there is anything to fix about myself, there is no one who knows my better than me,
Exactly.
and I'm the only one who could fix it, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just all depending on that person, right? And the opening up part.
Exactly.
Maybe I prefer talking to a random stranger. You walk up to a random stall, start a conversation with some random stranger. You open up about something. Could be a bar. You open
Gain a
up to a
different
bar.
perspective about it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's enough.
When you
So
brought
it all
up when
depends
you
on-
when you brought up the point where falling into addiction, right? Do they in some therapies they do recommend some medication for you, right?
That depends, bruh. See,
Dep-
the reason why they would recommend like a medication, right? Because it's not really a feeling problem anymore. Remember when we were talking about depression and we said like it's a receptors thing, like your hormones,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
your dopamine, and some people have a physical deficiency in those things, and so they need something that helps them,
Okay,
something
but
that
yeah.
helps them produce those hormones.
But
naturally.
don't you think that could also cause an addiction?
Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
and
But
that's why
here's
I
the
have,
problem.
so I have this take about American, like psychologists and therapists more related to high school,
It's an
because
industry. A drug
literally,
industry.
literally every therapist in America is prescribing to every single teenager Adderall, right? And I completely disagree with it because Adderall, although it is not necessarily addictive, you could get,
We have people in my country that
Yeah.
use that as a drug.
Adderall.
Adderall.
They mix it with some shit. I forgot what they
You
mix it
won't-
with.
Uh, in most cases, the most abused way for it is like a concentration drug. Like personally, I believe the only people who should be getting Adderall are adults suffering with like the sicknesses like ADHD and problems with focusing and all that. Not teenagers. These are still developing minds. This Adderall could affect them very, very badly. So I feel like they should not be prescribed that unless they have some severe form of focusing or concentration, lack of focusability
Okay,
and concentration.
so we can both agree that therapy
Drug
is,
abusing.
we can both agree
Right.
that we all can agree that therapy is a good thing and it's legit. It's just it's being worked in the wrong way in some countries.
Yes.
It's something being abused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
But then we drift into a whole different subject. You know, the reason I believe it's happening in America is because America is a capitalist society. You know, it's all driven by profit.
It's all profit, yes.
Yeah.
Drugs and yeah, they commercialize
Big Pharma is.
mental illness.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's I don't know. For me, like personally, I'm not saying like therapy is not legit or thing. I won't believe it will help me if I have ever had something or like something happened to me. I wouldn't believe it will help me in any way. Not saying it's not legit.
Okay, see, bro, see, let me tell you something.
But it's
right?
worth giving a try.
So wait, if you take like someone that has like a drug addiction, right? Like a
Yeah.
legit drug addiction or any kind of addiction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you take them, you take them by the by the ear, okay, and you force them to go into rehab. Do
Mm-hmm.
you think that's going to help?
No,
No.
definitely.
Never. But in no situation is that going to help.
Yeah.
They will leave
Moment
that place
they
and
help,
they will
they
go
relapse.
back to their addiction, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you
Moment
can't
they
help
leave.
someone that doesn't want to be helped.
As I said,
You can't force them to go to
yeah.
therapy and think it's going to work.
As I said, I like after you guys explained it more for me, and we explained it that it's being abused in some countries, because that's what I was really worried about, and I don't believe in it. Well, I used to not believe in it, but right now I can see the point that you guys are coming from. I think it's legit. I wouldn't personally go for it if I ever had something
Yeah.
like traumatic happened in my life, because me as a person, I don't like talking to people.
I believe you should give it a try.
I don't like talking to people. I don't
When
like.
you're giving it, yeah, but you should try giving it a try. Maybe it could work for you. And as you're going into it to give it a try, go in with an open mind, with the idea that it could help you,
Mhm.
and go in with a mind ready to be helped.
I don't know.
If it doesn't work for you, there
Yeah.
you go. Then it's not your thing.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. What else could we talk? We really drifted from beauty standards. Where did we stop? Oh yeah, I want to ask you. Do you guys have a racial preference? Be fully honest.
No.
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 What? And why is that?
I think it's very hard to explain the reasons why something is something
Yeah.
you like,
I can't really
some
explain
you
it.
don't like. Yeah.
Because
But me personally,
Mhm.
race has no effect on it.
Okay.
I'm
fair
into all
enough.
of them.
But because like I've seen people who get asked the same question. Oh, a lot of them respond the same way you guys did. Some don't. Some respond to it as like I've seen a black person say, "I only."
A lot of people also say it like just trying to be,
Well, is it
not
does it
wrong.
is it racist
I think it's
If-
not racist.
if you
Not
find
into
a
some-
race more attractive than another race?
No, it's not racist.
Because a lot of people also painted the image that is racist.
Racist.
Although
No, it's not racist.
I saw a black person, I'm saying their race to make my point, and they asked him the same question, and he said, "I would date only African American, and the reason is I don't trust white people." Do you think that's racist?
Yeah, at that point it is racist because
Well-
it's no longer about
Yeah, but
that
Don't-
point, their reasoning behind it is stereotypical.
pretty much.
Yeah, racial stereotype.
But
Yeah.
you can't really.
But if it's just
but
based off attraction,
he because
Like,
he brought up the past and everything that happened
Right.
to the African Americans. But do you think?
but you can
And he really and
past-
he and he asked, yeah, but he asked if this shit happened before. I think it's justified for me. Like he and as I've said, he doesn't like treat.
At that point-
the thing is,
at that point,
he said he doesn't treat white people any differently or anything like that. He just wouldn't date someone. He even said he has white friends or anything. He just wouldn't date someone who is white.
that's completely his choice, right?
Yeah.
But his thinking behind it is racist.
Racial. But you can't really blame him for it. Like you can't judge him over it. Not blame him for it. That's the wrong word. Judge him over it.
Yeah, but him coming out and saying it, that's where the problem comes
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
So like, if it is simply based off attraction, it's
Mhm.
not racist at all, right? The reason he said it, the moment he said that he said it because of the past and all that, it's so a lot of people now. It's like going back to the idea everyone wants to be part of a community and they have to follow the beliefs of their community
Mhm.
and just to fit in, right? So he's saying it that way because he's been affected by his community.
Okay.
And he happens to maybe have a very racially, a very racist community.
Okay.
For instance,
I wanna bring up the
not saying
racism.
black
Yeah.
community, but his small community.
Yeah. I wanna bring up the racism and everything about it. Do you think if because what are the rates of crime in America towards like if we specify it by race, black people have a higher
Going to go into, and here's the reasoning behind it. Okay, back to the same idea I would bring, the saturation. Okay? There is much more unemployed people in the African American community compared to the whites American.
Okay. So
Right.
most of them would pick the life of crime. Is that what you're saying?
So, no, but the idea, a person with no job and with no income,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of his race, right? He's not thinking about being racist at that point.
He's thinking-
He's thinking of
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
or providing for himself.
Yeah, but
So he would go into
but
crime.
that's not the point what I'm trying really to make.
So
Let's say
if there is more black people, if there is more African American people who
Mm.
are jobless
Mhm.
and have no source of income,
Mhm.
then there is definitely going to be more African American people committing crimes.
Which I see that, okay. But don't you think it's well, if someone who is, let's say, a different race or something like that, right, walks and see in the middle of the night and a bunch of African Americans around him, does he have the right to be more frightened or more careful? Would that be considered racist? Since the crime, the rate of crime for African Americans is a bit higher, because if you think about it, it's just someone being
Huh.
preservative. Is that the word? About, I think that's the word. Preservative
Yeah,
about
yeah, kind of.
himself. You know. Yeah, it's like
It's not racist.
it's not racist.
There's even a comedian who made a joke about it. Like, he's an African American comedian,
Mhm.
and he said that even if it's him, he's walking around in a neighborhood that's unfamiliar to him, and there's 3 white dudes
Mhm.
walking towards him, like big guys.
Mhm.
He would also feel unsafe.
Yeah. Don't you think that's
So
also? I wanna
Uh,
lead this. I'm gonna lead this to a whole different conversation. But don't you think that's the same logic that can be turned into a female walking towards a bunch of guys at night?
Yeah.
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 So that's why a lot of women say, "Oh, we're unsafe because of men," but is it because of men or is it just your instinct? And of course, the statistics of men being more, aggressive towards women. But does that justify you? But as you said about the race and everything, that does not justify you judging the whole race, or in this scenario, judging the whole gender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's completely fine for a woman to feel unsafe in that
It is completely, yeah. But do you
because
think
it's something instinctive. You can't change it.
because they
When
said
your brain
because
is
at
threat,
yeah at some
what you
point
do.
they said I think there was some bunch of women trying to say I wouldn't even say women, I'd say just
Wait,
stupid girls.
my last. So when it's the podcast is done,
I wouldn't say
is this
stupid. I wouldn't say a woman. I'd say stupid girls who went out and were like, "Oh, men are not allowed to leave the house by 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. Was it?"
oh that's bullshit. That's the what they call them, white feminists.
I think so.
Yeah.
So,
He's my friend.
yeah. Also,
Look,
don't
it's
you?
it's a thing everywhere.
I want to mention that for also women that, uh, I want to
If you're
give.
walking from,
Yeah, that's what I'm
okay,
saying.
if you're
If I was
street in the
walking
dark,
down an
you
alley,
have a woman coming towards you.
oh no, it doesn't.
Would you feel safe? You
Well-
might not run because
Well, okay. Here's the thing.
that's very
Because as
we
I'm gonna bring it back because we were talking about statistics. The reason that women are more afraid of men because of the things men did statistically, right? And the same thing with the African Americans. Statistically, they have the higher. So if I was walking down an alley and three women were walking towards me, I know statistically I would
Yeah,
think
but
I
if it
am
was
physically stronger than them, so I wouldn't really feel threatened. You know, but if
But
I
if it
was
was
walking,
women. Wait, if women were considered to be more violent and
oh,
crime
definitely,
rate for women
definitely,
higher,
definitely,
you
I
would
feel
feel
threatened.
threatened.
Yeah, because no matter what, when it comes to physical strength or anything, anyone can use a knife. Anyone can use a gun. Yeah. So, but if like statistically, if I was walking down an alley and there's three girls coming towards me, I wouldn't be. But if it was men, I would be. If it was three big men walking towards me, I'm a man. But if there are three big men walking towards me in a dark alley, I'd have my survival instincts would trigger and be
Yep.
like anything could happen now. I'll fight, or I'll just walk by and nothing happens.
Here's something that's not mentioned a lot as well. It's the same if a woman is walking down the street, right? Down this alleyway,
Mhm.
and there's a bunch of women coming towards her,
Mhm.
right? If she views them as physically intimidating or physically stronger,
She will
she's
be-
also going to feel afraid.
Yeah, intimidated. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's normal. That's a normal human thing.
yeah. So,
Can I
we,
talk about this from experience?
yes.
Sure.
You know, as the only one here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
What?
You want
Oh.
to tell me you're walking down the streets, dark.
I'll
alleyway,
tell you. I'll tell you. Wait. We forgot a
there's
big part.
woman built like a man coming towards you.
Okay,
No.
Woman gets
No, see.
No, no, no.
See,
I
Let me explain.
I know why she
Let
would
me
be
explain
afraid.
what.
I know because as we were talking, statistically, women are less to violence
no.
than men.
Sorry.
They have no reason to harm you.
Yeah.
They are statistically
I,
less likely
what do you mean
to harm
they
you.
have? Yeah, but what do you mean they have no reason to harm you?
Because
They could have a
You
reason
do
to harm.
know, you do know why girls like get harassed at night, right?
For sure. But I'm saying like I'm excluding this single scenario.
Okay.
When I'm talking about
like
scenarios, I'm
we're talking about
scenario.
like girls could also rob you, but it's a low chance, but it's also a possibility.
I'm not talking about
Yeah.
robberies. I'm talking
And you will
about
feel
walking
threatened.
in the street and there are women like I wouldn't do not as much like yeah I would a little bit.
Yeah.
But can you
Yeah.
compare it to if it was
Oh no,
men?
definitely not. Definitely because
No, because you
statistically,
feel more physically intimidated.
If
No,
it-
not
if
just
it is
ignoring.
men, if it is men, I'm just going to turn around and just start running. Okay. If it's
Yes.
women,
Well, that's-
It-
also that
because
is a
they're
very
more
wrong.
intimidating to you.
Yeah,
It
but
has
hold
nothing
on.
to do with statistics. No, it's not wrong. It's not wrong because that's how the brain is wired. Okay, the moment you see something that is intimidating to you
Mhm.
or you feel threatened by it, it instantly triggers the flight or fight instinct.
Yeah, but intimidation works differently for every person, so that's why.
Yeah, the fight or fight is different completely from person to person.
Mhm.
But it does not matter. It will always trigger that instinct the moment your brain sees something and engages it as dangerous or
Yeah.
something
Your
to you.
fight fight for
It does
fight.
not
They're
matter.
fighting.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
It does not matter if it's women or men
have
coming
you
close.
have you guys heard of something called the lizard brain?
Yes.
What?
Yes,
The
that's
lizard
it,
brain.
that's it, no? Isn't
It's a part of it. It's a part of it. Always being threatened and frightened. But that's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
I have a part of me. I have a
like
part of
our
me.
our most primitive side, right?
Yeah, but it's the
Yeah.
side that most people try to fight, which is good for them if they actually beat it, because that feeling is completely garbage. Sure, it could save you in some scenarios, the lizard brain. Because me as a man, even as a man, whenever
Things are very.
I don't remember when we talked about antisocial and everything like that. It's not that. It's a part of me feels like if I go outside, something terrible will happen. A part of me.
Guys, can I wait? I want to understand what exactly do you mean by lizard brain? Because
Lizard brain is well, I don't like know a lot about it, but what I know till now is basically you always feeling in a state of danger when you're not in your comfort zone, or something bad could happen.
Something completely different.
No, because that's something that I feel.
Basically, being on guard.
Yeah, basically. So
Being on
that
guard.
so that's something that I personally feel like I have. Whenever I go outside with not a friend, let's say, like, because when Wa'il, for example, when he came here, right, I'll go out with him, have fun, everything like that, right? When I walk alone, I'm always gonna have my guard up. I feel like anything could happen any moment. A fight, a drunk motherfucker could right now fight me. I could get stabbed, something like that. This is something that always triggers in my brain whenever I'm walking alone or with walking with people that I'm supposed to protect. For example, my girlfriend. For example, my family. Anyone like that, a person that I feel like I'm supposed to defend.
You're not supposed to protect me.
Oh, no, fuck
I
you.
get attacked. You ditch me.
No, I'm not gonna.
Ditch me?
No, I'm not gonna ditch you, but I'm gonna feel more safe around you because you're also. I would.
Oh, you're gonna feel safe because I have a higher chance of getting attacked. Okay.
No, no, because I feel like you're taking this way out of context. Yeah, like if for example, if I was walking with my girl, and a fight that gonna happen, I'm not gonna count on her to help me.
Take man.
No, I would count on you to help me, and you should count on me to help you as well. And that's why I feel that's a part of me. A part of me feels like that's also because of the environment that I grew up in. Shut the fuck up.
Because you think a woman can't fight?
I'm not saying that.
Defend herself? You think a woman can't defend herself? She's supposed to defend her.
I'm sorry, but if three men pull up. No, I'm sorry, but if if three men pull up that are fucking massive, I'm not gonna expect my girl to turn into Kung Fu Panda or some shit and just whip all of their asses, okay? But yeah, like I was just saying, with you, I feel like I feel like I'm in less danger, or like any male friend. If I'm walking with my dad, I feel like I'm in less danger. If anything could actually, even with my dad, I feel like I'm supposed to protect him. It's so weird.
Bros, you know what? You know what? This is not just something about you, okay?
Hmm. It's a lot of people have it.
It's something that I seriously struggle with.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's why it's called. A lot of people struggle with it. Not a lot, but a lot of people don't talk about it, because when they talk about it,
But it's not.
when they talk about it, they feel either weak, cowards. Because even though me, I still go outside and I walk through people, it's fine. But most people don't even do that. Okay, most people just stay home, and when you ask them why, oh, I just don't like people. Which is a fair answer, but most people don't actually want to face it. It's the thing is, you can actually defeat it, and it's such a weird part of our brain that tells us what are the chances of you going out alone and walking and actually being completely safe and having fun. I'm asking you.
Me?
Yeah,
Very high.
you is different. I don't think you have a lizard brain.
Like when I go out and all that, what people
When you
like,
go-
like even my friends have noticed this. I'm always constantly anxious when I'm out.
Yeah, that's the thing. The thing about me, I'm not exactly anxious. I try to look as aggressive as I can. So I don't even smile when I go outside. I don't. I don't want to smile.
Weirdo.
No,
Creep.
I'm not a creep. I just want I want people to look at me and feel, ah, shit. I don't want to mess with him. You know, and it's sad because it's fucked up because I can't really go outside and actually have fun because I always feel there is an alert in my brain that's telling me you're unguarded right now. Anything could happen, or like there are people with you that you're supposed to protect. Always be on your guard and be ready for everything. That takes a big chunk of the joy that I have when I go outside. You understand my point?
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. So that's called the lizard brain. Apparently, I've studied about like I've saw a video about it and I was so interested.
Fucking lizards.
I didn't think it was even a thing. I thought like it was just me being paranoid or anxious. But apparently there's a name for it and a lot of people suffer from it. But you had
Your
a,
case.
you had an incident.
Let me go full on psychologist.
Wait, hold up.
Okay.
Before you do that.
Yeah.
You had an incident recently. Don't you think that that incident could affect you in some way? Won't you be on your guard?
No.
Won't you be on
No.
your guard more?
Every single day. Every single day. Like even in a couple hours from now, supposed to go pick up coffee and get on a bus. It's going to be dark. Nobody's going to be outside when I go. I'd still enjoy it. In fact, I might enjoy it even more because it's peaceful and everything. No, it didn't affect me in any way.
Okay.
I just happened to, enjoy walking around alone.
All right, now go full.
Let me
full
go back to my
psychology.
full cycle. Yeah. You don't just go out expecting something bad to happen. You go out a lot of times wanting something bad.
Shut the fuck up.
What? Shut up. Okay, just shut up. I'm going to stop you right there.
No, let him keep going. Actually, no, because
No,
he's
I'm
onto
going-
something. He's onto something. Wait,
Where
go
do you
ahead.
specifically put yourself? What do you want?
No, he's talking specifically to me. He's going full psychology on my ass. Keep going.
Well, I'm.
Back to full psychology, right? You feel like something you've been preparing for, and you want a proving ground.
Listen, man.
Right? You want to see how you act in that scenario.
Okay.
You really want it to happen to gauge yourself or to prove yourself to yourself.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'll give you that. But I don't want to start it. I never wanted to start it.
You don't want to start it just to happen on its own. You
I
want it to
want
happen naturally.
I want someone else to start it, which is weird because it's like two parts of me fighting for the same thing. Okay, like fighting
Yeah.
over one thing, not the same thing. It's I don't know, but the thing is, I think it plays a big part of the environment that I lived in
Mm-hmm.
because I, as much as I don't think I need to stop lying. I don't hate this part of me. I don't hate this aggressive part of me, or like I want to be more masculine or dominated, and I want to prove it to everyone. I want to show everyone I'm the supreme. Because I've told you this before. I've told everyone before. I have a god complex. I feel like I can't be defeated. I feel like I can't be defeated. I feel that's why when people were talking about Andrew Tate, he's such a great fighter. I'm like, bitch, I'll step in the ring with him. A part of me is telling me he'll whip your ass. A part of me telling, bro, bitch, I'll bitch slap you. It's remember I even told you before I can fight off a bear, a fucking grizzly bear, and I still stand by that and I still believe that. It's such a weird because logically I won't be able to, but I still believe I can. it's
That has its good and its bad as well.
yeah
It's
because
very
no,
solid.
I think mine is good because I don't try to force these scenarios. Like I'll try to avoid them as much as I can, but if it happens, I have the boost of confidence, which is also weird because whenever people, I don't know, whenever you remember when you were doing the punching bag, me and you, when you came to Armenia, when there were some people watching us as well.
Yeah.
My legs actually started shaking, but I loved it.
Mm.
I don't know
Yeah.
why, but I was like, I can't disappoint everyone. I need to prove something. It's such a shit feeling, but when it all ends,
No, I know the thing. I completely know the thing.
I-
Because I have the same blood complex, but I just don't have anything to prove it to anyone.
I don't know what the thing is. I'm not trying to prove it to anyone. I'm trying to prove it to myself.
Yeah.
Because ever since I started training boxing, I've never been in a fight
I mean,
except
the thing,
yeah.
because it is more situational.
Yeah, but since ever I started training boxing, I never been into a fight. Like all the fights that I've been in the past were before I trained. Like boxing or anything like that. So, a part of me wants to prove it to myself on how much I went, but a part of me is also telling me I want to level up. Like just I want to take the biggest man. But a part of me is scared to, because I know logically I probably lose. But my God complex telling me you're gonna fuck that motherfucker up. It's weird, and they don't work together. They don't at all. Which always
The
like
only
is a
bad-
fight in the head.
The only bad side that I can see about it is that God complex can put you in situations where
That will
your normal instincts would have told you, your normal instincts would have told you you should avoid at all costs and just get the fuck out of it, because it would definitely cause harm to you.
but my
But
complexes
God-
go fuck it. YOLO.
YOLO.
I lived up for this. I've trained for this. Yeah, I don't know. My brain works in a very weird and complex way. And not very complex, actually, very simple. It's just a stupid way. What?
That's it. We've created the anime protagonist brain.
Bro. I think I watched too much anime, and I think it affected my brain at some point as well. I don't know, bro. Because remember when I said I watched that fighting anime? Baki. By the way, everyone watching, Baki is the best anime ever. Literally, bro. These people were taking on fucking polar bears. Bro fought a dinosaur. Bro fought a fucking elephant and beat it. Do you know how dope that is? Logically, that's not possible. But a part of me, and do you know when it really got exaggerated? When I've heard those stories about how strong the brain and how strong you are physically, like how strong you could be and push yourself to over the limits, like picking up a car, running with broken bones or some shit like when I heard shit like this, I'm like, wait, there are no extent to the human limit, and I can fucking break them, and I want to so bad. I want to break all the limits. I want to set world records and shit. It's weird, but
The brain is wired in a way that
Yeah.
no matter what commands you give your body and all that, you have a limitation that prevents harm.
exactly. So that
you asking the body to do anything that will cause harm
Mm.
is going to get declined pretty much.
pretty
right?
much.
And this is something you could work on.
Yeah, it is.
Something you could using.
People
Yeah.
can tolerate pain into amazing levels. Amazing.
There are people who can't even feel it.
Exactly. That's fascinating. That is actually fascinating. The way
But
you
they have to now live life very carefully. Because now something very little, like maybe they stepped on a pin.
Mhm.
It'll get stuck in their leg and they'll just completely not know and keep walking. Like, for example, the guy who breaks his leg, right?
That's
if
very
he wasn't
dangerous.
if he wasn't under the influence of adrenaline, right? The body is normally supposed to stop you
Mm,
to avoid causing more damage.
exactly.
If you're under adrenaline, or in a case where you don't feel pain, you keep on walking on it and you just don't feel the pain. So you have no way of knowing, and it causes more damage.
Okay. It's that's why I think the brain does it, because it's too dangerous. Because the woman that lifted up the car, some people will ask, how is that dangerous? A lot of ways. You could break up your spine. You could tear up the muscles on your hand or biceps, and
That's even worse.
there's so many ways you could harm yourself in a negative way. But if you find a way to unlock that, let's say superhuman power, right? And you also find a way to make your physical capabilities catch up with it, bro, you got a Superman. You got a real life Superman. That's so interesting. Yeah, that's like a goal of my life to, because I've always felt like we've been blessed with a body and a brain that is so complex but so interesting and can break all the, limits and shit. So I feel like it would be a shame to die without, seeing what it can actually do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very interesting. But yeah, I guess should we end it here? All
It's a
right.
positive note.
Yeah, it's a positive note. Please, don't go try to lift up a car. That would not end in a good way. But yeah, this is the end of the episode. If you guys enjoyed it, if you did, please like, subscribe, and share it so more people could join our hot takes, and maybe you can help us on about conversations to talk about and opinions. You can share your opinions with
Should
us.
people be
Suggestions.
DM you?
What?
People who are interested in joining, should they be able to DM you?
And yeah, I'll leave my Discord. When you my email is on my YouTube as well, so you can contact me on my email. You can join the Discord, contact me privately, and you'll be able to join our podcast. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.